I offer my most humble pranams at Bhagawan's lotus feet. Dearest Swami, respected elders, dear brothers and sisters. When life is conceived as a little embryo in the mother's womb, it totally depends on the mother for everything. Nourishment, protection, sustenance, growth, progress, everything. And then the baby is delivered, the baby comes out to the world, it is still almost totally dependent on the mother. Takes its first gasp of breath, but still it depends on the mother for nourishment, protection, care, everything. However, after a little time, it may depend, hours, days, within weeks, the mother introduces the child to the father. This is father. He will help me in taking care of you. He will protect you. He will also teach you. And so the mother points out the father to the baby. Again, after some time, the father then points out the teacher to the child and tells the child that this is the teacher, he or she will take care of you, will teach you. And of course, the teachers vary from kindergarten to primary school to secondary school to college. And the teacher actually shows the world to the child. So the mother points out to the father points out to the teacher points out to the world. That is the worldly cycle. A similar cycle also follows for life. This is for living, and for life, it's the same thing. The mother points out to the father is supposed to point out to the Guru, and Guru is supposed to point out God for the child. And here when I say child, it is not about the physical age, it's the spiritual age. And so this is how the two cycles of living and life are supposed to go on. And it's up to us to see how successful these two cycles are. But this, in short, summarizes the theme of my topic today, which is why do we need a guru? We need a guru to point out God. We need a guru to show us the purpose of life, show us how life should be led. Just like we need a teacher to show us how to make a living. Give us that knowledge that empowers us to make a living. In the same way, Guru is the one who gives us that knowledge which empowers us to make a life. And that is what Swami says. Education should not be for a mere living, it should be for life. And there have been many people here in Prasanthi Nilayam whom I know, who have got fantastic stories of how actually they were led to Swami by people whom they consider as their gurus. For them, literally, it has been the case of mother pointing out the father pointing out the guru, and guru pointing out God. But for a vast majority, possibly, we have come to Swami without being shown Swami as God by a guru or a person whom we revere. But the role of the guru becomes very, very, very critical. Because, as I said, the teacher teaches us the way of the world, how to earn our living, how to go on with living. But living without life is purposeless. It is meaningless. To bring that meaning, to bring that purpose, we need the guru. Because all said and done, the human body is a boat. The human body is given as an instrument to help us realize divinity. And if that objective is not achieved, irrespective of whatever we may achieve in the worldly sense, power, position, career, family, relationships, property, anything, there will be that inherent dissatisfaction. That feeling of completeness will not be there. At the same time, if the objective of life is achieved, even if there isn't wealth, there isn't property, there isn't relationships, whatever in the worldly sense are considered as things to make us feel full, we still feel full. That is why it is said that is that kind of fullness from which how much ever you take out, it still remains full. Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate. This is full. From that fullness, take out the fullness, then you have this full and that also full. The mind is not able to comprehend it, but the example Swami gives is that of a flame. You use the candle to light 1,000 other candles, each flame remains as full as it is. Unlike a box of sugar from which if we take out every spoon, the amount of sugar in the box reduces. I'm reminded of a little story. It is one of my favorites. I had actually watched a Walt Disney cartoon called Lambert the Sheepish Lion. It's a beautiful cartoon made by Disney. All Disney's cartoons are beautiful. They're so gripping. But that story, that cartoon has been inspired by a very deep and metaphorical story from our scriptures, from the Sanatana Dharma. In fact, there are a set of stories, 6-7 stories, that were often taught to children as they were growing up. Like today, how Swami would say, today they learn Baba, black sheep, ding dong bell, pussy in the well, Swami would say. They learn meaningless rhymes, but those days they were taught eternal truths. It was not as if the baby will understand the truth, but the seed of that truth is sown in the child's heart. And when the right time comes, when there is right manure, right rain, the tree will sprout. Swami would say, the mind is like a fertile ground. It will look like it's barren. But when the rains come, things will sprout. What will sprout? Whatever has been planted there will sprout. If the seeds of weeds are there, weeds will sprout. If the seeds of trees are there, flower-bearing and fruit-bearing trees will sprout. So it is so important what we plant. And that is why some of these stories were planted in young minds and hearts. The beauty of these stories are beautiful as stories also, but they grow upon you. As you grow older, as you start thinking about these stories, depending on our age and stage in life, the same story starts giving out insights and wisdom, and it's so amazing. I was just thinking the other day, I was looking at all the nursery rhymes that we teach our children. Usually, they're pretty cruel, Ding dong bell, pussy is in the well, who put her in? Little Tommy. You're drowning a cat in the well and taking it out. Incy Wincy spider climbed the water spout, down came the rain and washed the spider out. Piggy on the railway line picking up stones, down came the engine and broke Piggy's bones. Jack and Jill went up the hill to fetch a Jack fell down and broke his crown. I'm telling this because along with teaching shlokas, when I am teaching my little child, because on YouTube, all these nursery rhymes are there present. When she sees, she in fact asked this question. She asked me, why did Jack break his head? I said, oh yeah, I don't know. And I was thinking, why did they compose a nursery rhyme in which Jack breaks the head? Anything. Little Jack Horner sat in a corner eating his Christmas pie. There came a big spider and scared him away. All such things. All nursery rhymes are things that we don't want our children to do. And this famous game poem that they tell, Ringa, Ringa, roses, pocket full of... I thought it was about roses. It's actually, when I see the meaning, roses, it's about the plague. It's about how those rings came and it is ashes, ashes, we all fall down. It's about everybody dying, the mass deaths. About the bubonic plague, that is the history of Ringa, Ringa, roses. Anyway, that was a side thought, but how unconsciously we appreciate, wow, you're telling this. Twinkle, twinkle, little star is the only beautiful rhyme I felt, which has no negative connotations. Everything others is having some damaging connotation. Instead, imagine we teach Omkaram Bindu Samyuktam Nityam Dhyayanti Yoginaha Kamadam mokshadam chaiva omkaraya namo namaha. I feel that is the difference between a teacher and a guru. Knowing which seed to plant in the fertile field. Not a weed, but a flower and fruit bearing tree. So here is this one story that is often planted as a seed. And it has many variants. And I like the story so much that I developed my own variant of the story. So this is about a little lamb. And let's call this little lamb Mukti. So Mukti is a lamb that stays like all other lambs in his flock. There's a big flock. And the matriarch of the flock is this lady sheep called Maya. Maya is the matriarch of the flock. She takes good care of her flock. In fact, Mukti is Maya's lamb. So he's very happy to be the son of a mother who takes care of not only him but the entire flock. Every morning they set out to graze and they return back home. And Mukti is always by the side of Maya, suckling and drinking her milk, growing up. But then, one day there came a problem. After some time, all the lambs began to shift from drinking their mother's milk to eating tender grass slowly. But Mukti could not eat. He did not like grass at all. He said, Mama, I don't want grass. I'm happy with your milk. Maya said, okay, child, you can drink milk. Now, Maya had a secret that she hadn't told Mukti. What was the secret? Mukti wasn't her lamb. She had found Mukti abandoned at the edge of the forest, where their pasture ends and the forest begins. At the edge, Maya had seen Mukti abandoned, and her heart had melted. And she decided to take care of Mukti till he was ready to know the truth. And so Maya was taking care of Mukti in this manner. But Mukti was growing into a strange lamb, because as he grew up, he didn't seem to be interested in the games that other lambs were playing. He didn't seem to have as much hair as the other lambs. He had a little bit of hair near his face possibly, but he had no hair all around his body. The other lambs grew tall and tall quickly, and he was not growing at all. The sheep doctors were called, and the sheep doctor said that he needs special mountain grass possibly, because he needs to grow. He is not growing. And Maya was thinking, how do I go and get mountain grass? So she just left. She just left Mukti to grow as he could. With all her love, she was tending to Mukti. Mukti grew up as much as he could on mother's milk, but after some time, Maya went dry. There was no more milk to feed Mukti. And then Mukti felt so embarrassed. He felt so ashamed of himself. He felt that he is a misfit. He felt that what is this? I am not growing. And in sheer desperation and, embarrassment at being shamed and teased by all the other lambs, he just began to run away from the flock. He said, Mama, I'm going away. And he ran. Maya called out, Mukti, wait. But Mukti wasn't there to listen. He ran and ran and ran and ran. And he ran till he got exhausted and he collapsed. And then when he woke up from his exhaustion, it was pitch dark all around. He had no idea where he was. And then he walked out of the cave, and there was this lion. And Mukti began to shiver. He said, oh my God, how I wish I had not left my mother. I have walked away from my flock, ran away from my flock, and literally ended in the lion's den. I'm going to be breakfast or lunch or dinner, I don't know what the lion has decided. And the lion comes and says, what's your name? Says, I'm Mukti, the lamb. And the lion begins to laugh so loudly that Mukti gets scared. Mukti is a good name. But don't be foolish to think you're a lamb. Mukti says, no, please, let me go back to my mother. Who's your mother? Maya. Maya is your mother. Well, actually, Maya is not my mother. That is the reason I left the flock and I have run. And then Mukti tearfully shares his story to his arch enemy, shares his story to the one to whom he is going to become dinner. And he says, see, all my life I was thinking Maya is my mother, but Maya is not my mother. And I don't know what else is there to live for. Possibly it's my destiny that drove me to you. So it's fine. As well, you can listen to one tragic tale before you have your lunch. Let me open out my heart before I die. And the lion says, Mukti, 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 I'm not going to eat you. I'm here to tell you that you're my child. You're a lion. Mukti says, no, I'm not a lion, I'm a sheep. No, Mukti, you're a lion, roar! And then the lion grabs hold of Mukti and takes it to the pond nearby. He says, look, Mukti, look. You said you don't look like a sheep because you're not a sheep. And Mukti sees, yes, he has hair at the same place where this lion has got hair. And he looks exactly like the lion. He says, yes, I'm not a sheep. You're not a sheep, Mukti, roar. I don't know how to roar because I've bleated all my life. And I've been teased for it. You're being teased for it because you're not meant to bleat. You're meant to roar. And then Mukti lets out a roar. And he says, who are you? He says, my name is Guru. I have come to teach you your true identity. I'm telling you, you're a lion. You're my child. Don't try to eat grass. Maya is a good mother. Till you're ready to learn the truth, she'll take care of you. You need Maya to nourish you, care for you. But once you're ready to know the truth, Maya can't feed you anymore. Maya will go dry. You will not find your hunger being satiated by Maya. That is when you have to leave Maya like you did and come to Guru. And Guru will reveal your identity. And Mukti lived happily ever after. This is the story that the children are told. And what a beautiful story it is, because this is a story of our life. This is the story of your life, my life. We are born and we are taught, we are this body, we are this, we are these 5 sense organs, we are the mind. That is Maya. That is necessary to live in the world. It takes care of us, it fondles us, it fosters us. Because I think I am this body, I take care of my body. I protect it from harm. I take medicines when I get diseased. I need that Maya to protect my body. Because the body is an instrument that is needed for me to realize my identity. But like Mukti, when Swami tells, I am divine and so are you, I know it, you don't know it. How, Swami, how can I be? I can't create watches. I can't cure cancer. I can't roar. That's because you have been told that you bleat all your life. It's your nature to roar. You mean to say I can do miracles? Yes, you can do miracles. That is the role of Guru. I am Guru. I have come to teach you that. I have come to tell you, you are a lion. I have come to tell you, you are a part of me. You are me. Shrunvantu Vishve Amrutasya Putra. You are a child of immortality. And that is why we need a Guru. To make a lion out of sheep. To teach us our true identity. In a discourse, Swami once said, a true Guru is one who reveals to you your inner Guru. This is so beautiful because it is not as if in the beginning I am dependent on my mother. I am talking it from a spiritual point of view, not the living part. And from my dependence on my mother, I move to my dependence on my father. From there, I move on to my dependence on Guru. And if I remain dependent on my Guru all my life, then that is not a true Guru. Because a true Guru teaches us independence. And as Swami beautifully punned once, what is independence? Independence is independence. When I'm able to depend on what is within me, then I'm independent. Till then, I'm not independent. We say India is an independent country, possibly, but we are not independent. Because I depend. I depend on so many people, so many things. For what? For my happiness. That is why while defining happiness, one research scholar, when he got an interview, in that interview, Swami asked him, what is the difference between happiness and bliss? And this research scholar, who is now a teacher in the university, is very well read. Read all the scriptures, read Adi Shankara, he has read different masters. And based on all his reading, he gave different definitions of the difference between happiness and bliss. Swami said, no, try again, try again. Yeah, I'm not saying that's a wrong answer, but that's not the complete answer. And I'm telling you, the way Swami gives definitions, my God. What we, even children in Balvika say, love all, serve all, help ever, hurt never. We don't realize that in this is embodied all the truths. In fact, after writing the Mahabharata, after classifying the Vedas, after writing the 18 Puranas, it is said, Ashtadasha Puraneshu Vyasasya Vachanadvayam. After doing all that, sage Veda Vyasa, who is considered an avatar of the Lord, he said there are only two things that you have to remember. And what is that? Paropakaraya Punyaya Papaya Parapidanam, which translate into English as help ever, hurt never. What we think is something very simple, help ever, hurt never. What is there? Swami doesn't give powerful message. You see, have you read Ramana? Have you read Aurobindo? Have you seen how esoteric, how fantastic it is? What is the Swami telling all small things, help ever, hurt never, and like some daily practical livings? That is the essence of the Vedas and the 18 Puranas and everything. After everything, this is what Vyasa said. You know what? If you don't understand all that, leave it. Help ever, hurt never, that's all. And Swami further says, if you can't help ever, at least hurt never, enough. And we are not happy. How can this be the ultimate truth? How can it be so simple? I want to find out why I am not able to eat grass. I want to find out why I am not getting hair. I want answers. These are all very complex issues in my life. The answer is you're a lion. Now, how can the answer be so simple? I have so many questions. The answer to all your questions is you're a lion. No, you can't. How can it be? I have pondered all my life on these questions. How can the answer be so simple? It has to be quite complicated. But what Swami says is, for years a room may be dark. All it takes is a moment for it to get filled with light. Just put on the switch and the whole room has light in an instant. It is not as if 1,000 years of darkness means it takes 1,000 years for light to seep in. So when we are given, possibly we need those years of intense effort to be able to appreciate the simple way in which Swami puts the message. Because coming back to this research scholar who was asked to define the difference between happiness and bliss, Swami defined it in one sentence. What a killer sentence it is. You know what Swami said? Swami said, causeless happiness is bliss. Find out if you are happy. And if you are happy, ask yourself why you are happy. If you find a reason, that's not bliss. That's all. I'm feeling happy. Why? Because Swami gave me interview. That's not bliss. That's happiness. Because it has a cause. The moment you have a cause for your happiness, it is not bliss. I'm very happy. Why? I don't know. I'm happy. Oh, that is bliss. Because it doesn't have a cause, it cannot be taken away. Because if my happiness has a cause, once the cause of that happiness is gone, the happiness is also gone. I'm happy because Swami gave interview. Aha, Swami took Mahasamadhi. Is it? Oh. Gone. That was not bliss then. Swami definitely is capable of giving us bliss. But it depends on whether we ate the banana or the peel. If I have eaten the peel, I won't get the nourishment. If I have eaten the banana, I get the nourishment. Many times we take the banana and throw away we take the peel and throw away the banana. We take the external and throw away the internal. We relish and cherish our interviews, our touches, our pad namaskar, our letters taken, but forget the teachings, the basic core teaching for what Swami came to give us. And that is a definition of a true guru, one who makes us independent by revealing the inner guru. The guru has that. I feel this is one way to identify, because a lot of people say, how do I know who is my guru? The guru is so selfless that he or she doesn't want you to depend on him. The guru doesn't give us cake, he teaches us how to make the cake. And say, go ahead, bake and eat as much as you want. You don't depend on me. The guru is not insecure to feel that, oh my God, if I teach the secret, then he will no longer depend on me. I will not have my disciples. I will not have my devotees. The guru doesn't have that worry at all. Because the guru knows the truth. And because of that, the guru's joy and satisfaction, nothing depends on the devotee. The guru by himself is fine. That's why Swami would say, I'm a man among men, woman among women, child among children, and when I'm alone, I'm God. Actually, you'll prefer to be alone, right? Because you're God. That's the most blissful of all the times. I don't need anybody. I don't need anything. And that is why possibly Swami didn't care about whether people misunderstand him or take him in the other way. I don't care. Because I am here to teach you the truth of your reality. If you criticize this body called Satya Sai Baba, sure, go ahead, criticize, no problem. Because I don't bother about that. My joy, my satisfaction, my feeling of achievement doesn't depend on whether you revere this form or hate this form or criticize this form. It doesn't depend on it at all. It's not touched at all. In fact, in one of the discourses, the last discourse in the 1974 summer course to be precise, it's there in Summer Showers of Vrindavan. The discourse is titled, Who is Sai Baba? In that, Swami, it's an amazing discourse because it's a rare one where Swami reveals about himself. And Swami says, I'm not bothered by what you feel about me or think about me, nothing. I'm here to teach you the truth, that's all. And people speak about my miracles. Sai Baba means they speak only about my miracles. And Swami says, my miracles are like what a fly is to an elephant. It is not even part of the elephant, Swami would say, miracle is my calling card. What's a calling card? A visiting card? A visiting card is something that I give somebody when I meet them for the first time. I don't know anything about this person. Can I have your email ID? Can I have your phone number? Yeah, here's my visiting card. So it's a basic introduction to that person. It would be foolish on my part to say that having got this visiting card, I know about you. Because I have your visiting card. You know nothing about me. You just know my address and my email ID, that's all. So too, Swami says, equating me to my miracles is like that. It's just a visiting card. It's an introduction to who I am. Don't think or don't claim to know me because you know my miracles. And that is all is the importance of the miracles. How a visiting card is important to know about me. Just as an introduction. That's all. Then, there is this avatar, another avatar of the Lord, Dattatreya, who is considered as a guru. It's amazing because when we read about Dattatreya, we see how Dattatreya had 24 gurus. And who are these 24 gurus? It's amazing if you see earth, water, fire, sky, the bee, the python, the pigeon. It's such a random list. It's not even like a clearly, easily rememberable list. Like the 5 elements, the sun, the moon. I try to memorize, all the 24 gurus. But it's tough because all random things come in. A pigeon came in. Why not a peacock? A pigeon came in. A spider comes in. A spider is, why not a lizard? No idea. But what is the import there is that when the seeker is ready, anything and everything becomes a guru, teaches something. We don't see any fault in anything. Everything is revered as a guru. Everything is perfection. Because Dattatreya is considered the greatest among gurus and he has got spider as guru, a bird as guru. I was also thinking as part of this talk on why do we need a guru, how do we find a guru? I was trying to see through Swami's discourses, Swami, how do we find a guru? I didn't find a direct answer. I'm not saying that the answer is not there in the discourses, but I didn't find it in my search till now. Possibly I'll find it in the future. But what I found is one little story, which is so fantastic, beautiful story that Swami narrates. It explains why we need a guru. It explains how to get a guru. It explains what the guru does. Everything in one story. Very interesting story. Swami says, there was this man who was crossing a forest. And as he was crossing the forest, suddenly he heard the roar of a lion. That's the thing about these stories and metaphors, The hero in one story becomes the villain in another story because it's a metaphor, that's all. So we just heard a story in which the lion is the hero. Now here lion is the villain. And so he hears the roar of a lion and he gets scared. He's not able to see the lion, but he knows the lion is out there somewhere because he heard the roar. And so he decides that he should be safe. So he searches for the largest tree in the vicinity. He sees a huge banyan tree with all its prop roots and everything there. He rushes to climb the tree. And then when he climbs up the tree, that is when the lion actually sees him. And now the lion comes near the tree and starts circling the tree, waiting for when this fellow will fall down, roaring all the while. So this man gets scared and starts climbing higher and higher on this tree, thinking that the higher I go, the safer I am. But then on top, he sees that there's one huge bear sitting and looking down at him. Wow, here's my meal coming. It's time to say Brahmarpanam for the bear. And the man sees, oh my God, now on top is the bear, down is the lion. So what he does is he goes on to the roots of the banyan tree which are hanging. He holds on to two of the roots and slowly slides down to midway. So I'm too high for the lion to catch me. I'm too low for the bear to come because the root, the bear won't come on it, and he's hanging there. And he thinks that now I think I'm safe. At that time, Swami says, he looks up where the roots are attached to the branch. There are two rats sitting and nibbling those roots. He realized that, oh God, it's only a matter of time now. I don't know how long these rats will take. He tries to scare them off. Shh, shh. He tries desperately to shoo them. Nothing. The rats continue unhindered, not scared at all. They just continue nibbling. One of them is black, one of them is white. One white rat and one black rat, nibbling away at the roots on which he's holding. Man doesn't know what to do. This man doesn't know what to do. He's desperate and nothing. He's gone now. He's finished. It's only a matter of time now. It's inevitable that he's going to die. And Swami says at that time, he sees that there's one honeycomb on the tree, oozing with honey. And that honey is dripping down. Man says, anyway, I'm going to die now. Let me at least try to lick some honey. So he stretches out and puts out his tongue, hoping that let me get some honey. Let me at least enjoy some sweetness and I die here. But alas, that's also too far. Not able to lick that honey and that's it. I will not conclude this story because Swami says that this is how man is today. Life is filled with uncertainties. It's like the jungle. He doesn't know what is going to be there. And he sets out. Unseen fears haunt and plague him. He has fears. Because of why are you scared? I don't know. A baby is never scared. The mother and father of the child will be scared, but the child is not scared. And then we teach the child to grow up and get scared. It's really strange, things we do. The child is born without body consciousness. That's why it spills food over its body. It passes urine, it passes excrement. It doesn't bother at all. Nothing. We teach, hey, you are this, you are this. Don't dirty yourself. You are spoiling yourself. You. And finally the child learns. This is me. And then the guru has to come and tell, no, this is not you. Hey, what's happening, boss? I came like that only. I didn't believe that this is me. You taught me that this is me. Now you're telling me that this is not me. This is what it is. That's why Swami says the guru has to undo a lifetime of learning, lifetimes of learning. where we have been taught. I mean, we are born with that pristine, pure knowledge. That's why in many cultures, in many traditions, a child before 2 years of age or 1 year of age, I don't know the exact, is treated like God. We have this custom where youngsters fall at the feet of elders. But a baby is never allowed to touch anybody's feet. In fact, even grandparents come and touch the feet of a baby, saying it's divine. Because it doesn't have Dehabhimanam. And we teach it. Like, as Mark Twain famously put it, I was born wise, education ruined me. I was born very wise, but education ruined me in the same way. So, coming back, Swami says, so the man has unseen fears. In order to escape that fears, he tries to climb high. High in position, high in authority, and he thinks that is what will keep me safe from fear. But actually, as he starts his journey up the ladder called career, called wealth, called relationship, that is when actually fear spots him and comes. That lion is representative of fear. And he thinks the only way I can escape this is to get stronger, get more powerful, become more rich, and climb higher. But there is the bear of anxiety. The bear of anxiety is there looking down. So at the bottom you have fear, on the top you have anxiety, you're stuck between fear and anxiety. And Swami says, man jumps on to the twin roots of hope and despair. Holds on to hope in despair. Hoping that fear and anxiety don't get him. But there also he's not fine, because Swami says, there are these two rats, black and white, day and night, nibbling away at his lifespan. And how much ever he tries to shoo them, he can't stop. You take medicine, do exercise, do yoga, do that, this. It's inevitable. Your end is inevitable. Day and night continue relentlessly nibbling away at your lifespan. Whatever you may do, you can't prevent death. And when you realize that it's all inevitable, man decides, okay, let me spend my time traveling, enjoying, let me indulge in my senses. That some joy at least I'll get before I die. But alas, they are like those honey drops. They're honeyed and sweet, but you're not able to experience joy because they just seem always far away. When you have $10,000, you think, let me get 20,000 and I'll be happy. But the moment you get $20,000, you feel that happiness is there at $30,000 actually. You reach 30,000, it's at 40,000. It's like that honey drop. It's always elusive. It's just little away. Tantalizingly close, but not enough for me to experience it. Swami says in the story that man just cries out, somebody help me. The moment he cries out, Swami says, the Guru came. He drove away the lion, he drove away the bear. I mean, Swami concludes off in one line the story. He has built up the story with such suspense and so much of time. And the climax is so fast, The Guru came, shooed away the bear, lion, and shooed away the rats, rescued the man and took him. Over. It's so beautiful because it shows what the Guru does. The Guru chases away our fears and anxieties. And how does the Guru come? Call out. You don't find your Guru, the Guru finds you. Wherever you are hanging in hope and despair in whatever situation in life, call out. Call out. Guru will come. It's so beautiful, right? I don't even have to take the burden of searching my Guru. Wherever I am in my life, I just have to call out. The Guru will come. The Guru is waiting for the call, that's all. The Guru is waiting for us to realize that I can't actually beat the lion and the bear. I can't hang on like this forever. The rats are not going to get shooed. And I'm not going to get joy. I need to be saved. That's why, while speaking about Akhanda Bhajan, recently we had Shivratri Akhanda Bhajan. Swami used to say, when you sing bhajans, Swami would say, sing out aloud. All your heart and throat. Swami would say, if you're down in a well, Swami has given this example. If you're in a well and you want help, how will you tell? Will you tell, help me? Hey, someone help me. Or you'll just shout out, somebody help! With all your strength. Swami, that is what a bhajan is. call out. Don't do lip service. Don't focus so much on the tune and all that. Open up your heart. That's why Swami would say that. Swami has given interesting analogies for each of this. Why to clap our hands? Swami would say, when you have a crop in your field, and when you see that crows and other such birds are coming and eating away your crop, how do you shoo them? Swami says, you'll do shoo, 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 and you'll clap your hand and shoo them, Swami says, that's how it is bhajan. There are these dirty thoughts that come and settle. To shoo away those thoughts, it's not enough if you sing out. Clap also along with it. This is how Swami would say. All these beautiful examples Swami gives. So anyway, so the question of how do I find my Guru is not there, because when you realize that you're in need of the Guru, just call out, the Guru will come. And all of us are sitting here because in some way or the other, we have felt that when we called, it is Swami who came into our life. As a mother, as a father, as a savior, as anything, as our Guru. He helps us to overcome fear and anxiety and confers us happiness. In fact, Swami says, the Guru helps you to move from Deham. Deham is what we are born with. We feel, when we are born, we are taught that we are the body. To move from Deham to Naham. Naham means, no, I'm not this body. I don't think I'm this body. From Naham to Koham. Swami said this in a Guru Purnima discourse. In fact, I had the date over here. The 26th of July, 1972. A beautiful discourse. Swami says, you move from Deham to Naham. No, I'm not this. Then who am I? Koham. Deham to Naham, Naham to Koham, Koham to Soham. That is the journey that the Guru aids in. But having found the Guru, the least minimum we have to do is repose complete faith in him. There is a story from the life of Shirdi Baba. Shama, who is always at the feet of Shirdi Baba, serving him physically, massaging his feet. One day he tells Shirdi Baba that, Baba, Radhabai is fasting, Baba. Why? Baba, you know why she is fasting. Please, do something. Why is she fasting? Baba, because she wants a mantra from you. You had promised you'll give her a mantra. Till you give, she is going to fast. Then Shirdi Baba says, so what do you want me to do? Baba, do something now. We do this. Many times we pray for somebody else. We think this is very nice. Swami, please do this for this person. Heal that person. Yeah, at a level it's fine. But if we think deeper, we actually are committing an error of thinking possibly God doesn't know about that, or possibly God is not as loving as I am. His plight or her plight has moved my heart, but it has not moved God's heart. So I will plead on their behalf. Both which are wrong actually, That's why a person of faith never prays at all. Why to pray? Because why should I pray when everything is going perfectly? How do you say everything is going perfectly? Because God is perfection and whatever He does is perfection. Whatever is happening is what God wants and it's perfect. That's why a true devotee has no prayer at all. It's only different people, different of us who have prayers depending on how much we are convinced that the Lord is all powerful and all love. Anyway, Shama tells Baba, please, go and give her one mantra. No? Okay. Baba says, okay, today I will give her what she needs. So Baba comes to Radhabai and tells Radhabai, what is this you are doing? Baba, I am doing upavas. Why are you doing upavas? Because Baba, I want a mantra. See, this mantra, no? Tell me who gives mantra? It's a guru. Ask your guru. Baba, you are my guru. I am your guru. Who is guru? Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Devo Maheshwaraha, Guru Sakshat Parabrahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Baba, Guru is everything. Guru is Brahma, Guru is Vishnu, Guru is Maheshwara. Guru is all the gods. You are my Guru. So give me the mantra. Baba says, when you consider, what is the mantra? Mantra is the name of God, right? If you are considering your Guru is everything, take your Guru's name. Why do you need a mantra? Oh, yes, Radhabai. And if you really feel your Guru has the power of all the gods combined, why to even take his name? Just leave it. Have faith that the Guru will do. Don't even have desire for moksha, because the Guru knows when to give that to you. That's what Shirdi Baba tells Radhabai. If you have true surrender and faith in your Guru, you won't even desire moksha. Because the Guru knows when and will come and teach you how to roar, like Mukti learnt. Don't even have that desire. That is the advice that Shirdi Baba gives Radhabai. And tells, give up that total desire. Just have faith that I will take care. I will take care. Once you have surrendered at my feet, truly, I will take care. That's what Swami said. Manasa bhajare guru charanam, dustara bhavasagara taranam. Once your mind contemplates and meditates on the feet of the Guru, be assured that you will be taken across this ocean of bhavasagara. Don't worry. Swami says, you sit in the bus, you sit in the train. Do you keep going? Do you know that there's a driver there? You have no idea. Do you go and ask, hey, you're sure? Hey, this flight was to Bombay. Sure, no, it's going to Bombay? Okay. Excuse me, madam. Yeah. Want some water, sir? No. Half an hour back, this flight was going to Bombay. It's still going to Bombay? Yes, sir, it's going to Bombay. Don't worry. I mean, you ask 5 times, they'll think you're mad. We place trust in the pilot and sit. All I need to do is get onto the aircraft, get onto the train, get onto the bus. That's why Swami says, just surrender at the feet of the Gurus. Leave it after that. It's done, you're taken care. In the manner that you need, a path will be personalized and created for you, and it is done. Once you feel secure at the feet of the Guru, your salvation is done. Don't worry about it. Just follow what the Guru says. Tells you to wash clothes, you wash clothes. No, Guru, you should teach me how to meditate. How can I wash clothes and get salvation? You wash clothes. You'll understand what it is. Dr. Sailesh Srivastava, he is the physics lecturer in the university. It's amazing, because today when we look at his life, he's a genius of a physicist and a genius music composer. Search on YouTube for his Samarpan talk, the number of compositions he has made for Bhagawan, and the number of interviews, experiences he has had because of that. And personally, he is one of my favorite teachers, not because of his knowledge in the subject, which itself is also huge, but because of what he is spiritually, because of the pearls of wisdom that drop from his mouth whenever he speaks. And his life, when you see, he's one of those few who came to Swami through a Guru. Guruji Krishnadas. Very interesting his story is. In fact, I would personally recommend all of you to read it. It's available in our book trust. The book's name is a thin book called Swami, Guruji and I. Beautiful book it is, his experiences. I'll just give one small one. He was a brilliant student. He's not revealed in the book. He came from a very royal aristocratic family. He has not revealed that in the book. Means he had no lack in the worldly sense. He studied in the best schools and he was a brilliant student. But that is when his Guruji told, you get him to me. In Vrindavan, at Mathura, in Uttar Pradesh. Get both your children to me. His brother actually thought that his parents have gone mad to cut his brilliant academic career. He actually ran away to Calcutta to pursue his education. Today he is a very big industrialist, his brother. But Sailesh sir, he went to Vrindavan there. And his Guru said, very good. Inquired about his studies. And then told him, okay, now on, go and take care of the cows. Plant vegetable gardens. This is what he did for months. He had no idea. He said, but my mother has said, and he had reverence for this person whom their parents considered as Guru, and he also considered as a Guru. And then one day he says his Guru came where he was sitting in a room. He said, "What is that?" In that corner, there was one harmonium. And he told Silas, "Sir, just take that and play around with that." I said, "For what?" "You just play around, I'll tell you." And Silas says he began to play around the harmonium. He developed an interest. He began to learn. He learned it all on his own. 1 year later, Guruji came and said, "Apply for admission in Satsangh Institute of High Learning." That's how he came here. And today, anybody talks about Sailesh Srivastava, they talk about him as the harmonium genius. He's a harmonium genius who never had a teacher who taught him how to play the harmonium. But he had a guru. A guru, when he takes care of our spiritual life, automatically all the worldly needs associated with that is taken care of. He's called to places to play the harmonium and he doesn't go. He stays in Prasanthi Nilayam only teaching. He's a genius. All the convocation drama songs, he has composed. Many of the famous songs that we sing today, he has been part of composing it, including Humko Tumse Pyar Kitna, tuning it and putting a tune and singing it. He's a legend among all the students. And when you ask him how did his harmonium journey begin, did you learn from some genius? No, I learned in a room. At that point in time when I thought everything was going bad, nothing was, what is this? I'm a brilliant student, my thing has been cut short. 1 year I have wasted when I could have written so many entrance exams and cracked them. I'm wasting here taking care of cows, milking cows and growing vegetables, doing bhajans. It's not like he had a smooth sailing. He used to get doubts and wonder many times. But because he had that sincerity at heart, each time his guru came and showed him in some manner or the other how that is necessary. All then done, he held on. And his guru showed him God, his God. It's beautiful. The book is in 2 parts. Amazing. It's unputdownable. You start opening and you'll put it down only when you finish the end. Really. In fact, you won't feel like having your lunch, dinner also till you, what happened next, what happened next. Amazing story. But why I said that is once we come to the Guru, it's about holding on and giving up all our ideas of what redemption is, what spiritual progress is, what growth is. We don't know. Because we haven't traveled the path. The Guru is the one who has traveled the path. And the Sadguru is the one who is on top of the mountain. That is one thing. Recently I met a lady from New York. And she was into Vipassana meditation and she was telling different things. And she told me the different rules that they follow, which is amazing. And that point in time she said, but one thing I find strange in your Satyasai thing is you don't have any rules. She says, what is the Satyasai path? What is the Satyasai path? Is it bhajans? No, but you have got satsangs here, talks here. You have got seva there. What is the path? Everything. Means what is this? I answered her in detail. But the gist of it is, there are different paths by different gurus because another analogy that comes to my mind is how they say is, there is a wall and a ladder. And there is something magical on the other side, but you have to climb the ladder. So different people climb the ladder and they see and they, wow, and jump off. And you're on this end, what they saw here? But I have to climb the ladder. Even when somebody manages to climb the ladder, they reach the top and, wow, and jump off. Hey, what was it? It is the Guru who has love and selflessness to stop and say, no, wait. Climbs back down the ladder and tells, I'll tell you, it's what's awesome is there, come. And inspires others also to climb. So that's what a Guru does. The Guru has traveled the path to the top and he comes and tells you about the journey, comes back down. Though it means extra effort for him, he comes back down to tell you that what is this path. Now imagine you climb a mountain to the top and you have seen different spots where you need different difficulties, all that you have encountered. Out of your love, you come back down and you tell, come. And somebody says, I think this is the way you should go. No, you come this way, I know this. But I will always stick to this path because I have reached the top through this path. And that's what I feel when we look at the different paths. When different people say, this is the way, this is the way, this is the way. That's because those gurus or those masters have reached the top via that path. And therefore they say, boss, I am confident about this path. You want, you follow me. Otherwise, you're free to follow somebody else. This is the path with which I went to the top. So you also come along this path. Of course, there are others who have gone by other paths. But then you go to them then. If you want me as your guru, come by this path. And this, I feel, happens to a guru who has traveled to the top and then learned what's on top. But what about the avatar, the Satguru, the Jagadguru, who has descent, who is on the top? On the top, the Sadguru knows that all the paths lead here only. He can guide you. You're on that path, you shifted here, no problem, come this way also, fine. You like this, okay, come here, no problem, come. And that is why I feel there is nothing like the Sathya Sai path. Because Swami says, come by any path. Just be steady and loyal. Just have that keen desire that you want to reach the top. I will guide you, don't worry. Lost interest in bhajan, want to do seva, fine. We'll do that. Because a person on top can see that all paths are leading there, which a traveler on the path cannot. He will stick to the path that he traveled. That Swami also said, I started off by saying how Swami would say people learn ding dong bell, Baba black sheep. On one occasion, Swami said, this Baba is not a black sheep, but a white ship. He said, it's a white ship who will take you across this ocean called Bhavasagara. And that is what I feel we have been blessed with. A Sadguru. The avatar is a ship. I feel all gurus are like boats. The boats which can take one group, one kind of people across. But a ship will take all kinds of people. When you look at pictures of the cruise ship on the internet, you will see. There are workers, there are porters, there are people, there are VIPs, there are luxurious things, there are waiters, there are dancers. Everybody is there on the ship. Everybody will be taken. Unlike a boat. And interestingly, I feel when you see a ship, on the ship there are many lifeboats, little boats. Every ship has lifeboats. That's how I feel when an avatar comes, many of these gurus also try to take birth at the same time. So they can be along with the avatar. It's amazing. I don't have time now, but because it's all just 2-3 minutes left, but different gurus have associated themselves with Swami. Be it Aurobindo, be it Ramana, all have their own kind of connect with Swami. It's amazing. And I feel that's how it is. All lifeboats are there. A ship also has boats. A boat may not have a ship. We are so lucky because everybody says Acharya Devo Bhava. But we have been blessed where we have been able to recognize Devo Acharya Bhava. People say Guru is God. We have got God who has come as Guru for us. Today is a holy day. The day of Holi. A festival in India, a festival of colors. I feel if we realize the blessing that we have got and hold on in faith to the Guru, not put our conditions and say, this is what you should do, Swami, for my benefit. You should learn from the lesson Radhabai learnt. Speaking of which, Professor Kasturi once was promised a mantra, by Swami. And he was fully preparing himself. Day after day, Swami is delaying, not giving the mantra. One day, Professor Kasturi was really upset and he just sat sad. Swami asked, Kasturi, what happened? Swami, don't. Just muttering under the breath. Because you know that the person knows the answer and simply asking you the question. Trying to talk you out of your sorrow and sadness. No, I don't want to. I have decided to be sorrow and depressed. Till you give me what I want. Upavasa. I will do Upavasa. Swami says, what is Upavasa? Upa means near, Vasa means to stay. To stay close to God is Upavasa. But we actually stay close to food. Because we starve ourselves so much that I'm just waiting. When will this day end? Tomorrow, Swami would say, you'll do Upavasa, but all the time grind for next day morning's dosa. So though you are staying away from food, you are staying very close to food. In fact, the days we fast are the days we think of food the most. So anyway, then Swami got up from his chair and went and put his hands on Kasturi and said, Kasturi, why are you sad? And the moment that tender touch of Swami comes, Professor Kasturi melts and tears fall from his eyes and he says, Swami, you told me you'll give me mantra, Swami. Yes, Kasturi, I told. Why you want mantra? Swami, why do you want mantra? Because I want to go closer to God, Swami. Swami bent down to his ears and said, how much closer, Kasturi? How much closer? And that is when Kasturi realized, oh my God, here is God who is telling that this is what you do, this is what will make me happy. And I'm saying, no, Swami, I want to make you happy by fasting. Swami is saying, no, Bangaru, don't. I'll tell you how to make me happy. Do this. No, I will do this. That is why I say we need that faith to implicitly just surrender to Swami. As I said, Holi, this day is celebrated because it was the day when Holika, the sister of Hiranyakashipu, she had the boon that she can sit in fire and fire won't touch her. And because Prahalada was going on telling Narayana, it is said that Hiranyakashipu requested his sister to take Prahalada in her lap and sit in the fire. Story goes that Holika got burnt, Prahalada came unscathed because of his implicit faith in Narayana. He never said, Narayana, what is it that you are doing? I keep taking your name and I am being chucked from mountains and trampled by elephants. No. We think like that. Swami, I am your devotee and I have been worshipping you, and why is this happening to me? Instead of that, if we focus on just contemplating on the Lord, like Prahalada, we won't feel anything at all. Prahalada neither felt the flame of the fire, nor he felt the poison of the serpent, nor he felt the weight of the elephant. In fact, one poet has so beautifully written that when Prahalada was thrown from the mountain top, the story goes that Lord Narayana was there down to receive him and hold him in his arms. And this poet beautifully writes that Lord Narayana didn't catch him like this, standing. Lord Narayana bent down and caught him bending. Why? Because he wanted to show the world what is the faith of Prahalada. Prahalada has faith that Narayana will protect me 2 meters away from the ground. But what is his faith 2 inches away from ground? Imagine we are thrown from the top of a mountain, and I'm talking of a metaphorical mountain, and we are crashing down the abyss. We start off by telling, no problem, Swami is there. Swami is there, Sai Ram, Sai Ram, Sai Ram, Sai Ram, Swami, Swami, Sai Ram, where are you? Swami, oh. By the time we are even 2 inches away from the ground, we are already dead. Because we have already decided that I am going to crash. The Lord ditched me. And here Narayana bent and caught Prahalada to show that even 1 centimeter away from the ground, Prahalada knew, my Narayana will be there. What if you crash? If I crash, that is the best thing that can possibly happen to me. Otherwise, why will the Lord do that to me? That is the kind of faith I think we should embody in our Guru. And when our heart is prepared with that kind of faith and that kind of, we feel the need for the Guru will automatically appear. He will come and he will be there every point of time in our life, because as Swami said, the true Guru is within, the inner Guru. That is the purpose of the external Guru, to show us the true inner Guru. There is no other selfish motive the Guru has. And once we are in touch with the inner Guru, I think life is done. So I hope going through these different stories and everything that Swami has delivered in his discourses, we realize why we need a Guru. We absolutely need a Guru. We have been lucky to already have got a Guru. We have also recognized him as a Guru. It's just a matter of having that faith and holding on when things get tough. When dark clouds fill skies and hide sunshine from our eyes, say his name, say his form, hold on. When things are getting rough and we feel enough's enough, say his name, see his form, hold on. When life seems so unfair and no one seems to care, say his name, see his form, hold on. That's all. We need to just hold on, because everything is going perfectly, beautifully as planned. Nothing is ever going wrong. Even though it appears wrong for us, it is not wrong, because our Lord is most loving. Our Guru is most caring. He'll never allow anything wrong to happen to us. And he has the power to ensure nothing wrong happens to us. So our life is a dream. It's going on so beautifully. We just need to realize that. And once that is done, I think life is done. I would like to express my gratitude to Swami for just being there for us. What would life have been without him? Thank you so much, Swami, that you came to us, because when we were in trouble, we just called out. We are grateful that you came to us. Thank you. Jai Sai Ram.